Hello, I'm old Mr. Kent, and I'm taking you along on my morning E-Trike ride. A lot of traffic this morning, and I won't try to explain, but here comes some cars. I don't like to try to talk when the cars are all coming, and there's a lot of traffic this morning. Anyway, I'm on my E-Trike ride. I had 3 e-bikes before I got this E-Trike, so I tend to say e-bike a lot more than than you would expect. Okay, so let's get started. In the last E-Trike ride I brought you on, I said I was going to start a series on batteries, and so we know a little more about your e-bike battery, your E-Trike battery. And in the meantime, there's been a couple of questions of where did I get this helmet? And so I got it from Amazon, and when I get home, I'll add a link to this video so you can go right to it if you wanted to get one. It's kind of a nice bike riding helmet. And so anyway, all right, so the last video I talked about the old days. The only rechargeable battery there was your car battery, the lead acid battery, and that's the way it was. And all the time I was growing up, everything, we had what they call flashlight batteries. And about the only thing that was electrical back then was flashlights, that ran on batteries, because if it ran on batteries, then you had to be replacing the batteries all the time. And so there was just a lot of things that people wouldn't buy because they had to replace the batteries all the time. And so, and some people came up with the idea, I never tried it, but I guess it's true, that when a battery got down to what was really low or almost dead, and you needed to use it, you put it in the oven and heat it up for a while and get it warm, and then it would work. And that makes sense. One thing that I heard from a guy who lived actually my son heard it from a guy who lived in Alaska, and in the wintertime when it was really, really cold, below zero, before he would try to start his car, 5 minutes before he was going to start his car, he'd go out and turn the lights on, and that ran current through the battery, which warmed it up. And so then when he went to start his car, then it turned over easier and everything like that. So that's something, if you live in an area where it gets below zero in the wintertime, you might try that. Don't forget, just 5 minutes or so. Don't leave it on charge for an hour. Don't leave the batteries on. Never mind. Just turn the lights off in 5 minutes. Okay. It's so much fun being 82 years old. Anyhow, it does have its bad times. So anyway, where were we? Okay, so in the 1970s, they came out with what they call the Nickel-cadmium battery. That was nickel-cadmium, 2 chemicals, and it was like if it was a flashlight battery, you could recharge it. You had to have the right charger, but So then they started putting these batteries in everything, little handheld electric drills and all kinds of things, because then people would just have to recharge that battery when it died, and so it made it a lot more handy. So Nickel-cadmium batteries were the rage for a while. The only thing is they had a problem, and let's say that every time you use your Nickel-cadmium battery, you only ran it halfway down, okay? So then, you'd charge it up, and then next time you used it, you only ran it halfway down. Well, what happened is, I wish I could explain why, I don't know why, but anyway, after a while, by the time it got halfway down, it died, because the part that you weren't using just stopped working. I don't know how come. Anyway, so that was the disadvantage of NiCad batteries. And so then later on in the 90s, I think it was about mid-90s, they came up with the lithium-ion battery. Lithium-ion is the kind of battery that you have in your e-bike. Lithium is very flammable, especially when it gets around water. So that's the only thing. And by the way, the old car batteries, when you were charging that, they also gave off hydrogen gas. They still do. And when I was teaching at the high school, they had an explosion in the agriculture class because this guy was charging a battery, and then another guy came along. It was near the welding area, and when he struck a spark, then that hydrogen exploded. And I hope I go down this road. Oh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. Let's see what we got here. We'll see what we got here. I think this road will work. Yeah. Okay. So we got it made. And so anyway, hydrogen is generated when you're charging a lead acid battery. All right. So we'll go back to what I was talking about. So lithium-ion batteries are the ones that they use in all kinds of rechargeable situations. They replace the NiCad battery because you can charge it halfway down a bunch of times, and then it still has all the rest of the battery left when you need it. So now I'm dodging weeds that I think they have goat heads in them. And you'll notice how far the traffic is backed up this morning. And because of that, like I said in my last video, because of that construction taking place down at the intersection, which is about more than a quarter of a mile away. Good morning.
Don't get stuck in the traffic.
I know. Thank you. That's a friend of mine. His name is Esteban, and his wife's name is Amelia, and they go out every morning and walk. And I met them a long time ago. So, all right. So in your trike or e-bike, you have that lithium-ion battery. Now I'm gonna put some graphics up when I make this video, when I edit the video. You gotta understand what the word battery means if you really want to know about batteries. A battery, I believe that's a military term, and so it's like where they store something, or a group of anything can be a group of soldiers, but that's what a battery is. And so when we talk about the battery in your e-bike, it's actually made up of a whole bunch of cells, electrical cells. And I think, now I'm not sure I can't remember now, I've forgotten exactly how many voltage each one is, but they're not very much. And so they put lots and lots and lots of batteries together to get the 48 volts. Aha, somebody's leaving. We're going to go in, I think. Hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, it's starting to close. No, we made it. Okay. We made it. Okay, so anyway, so I don't remember, I haven't ever counted, but there's like 50 or 60 of those little cells, and they're hooked together. Good morning. They're hooked together, and I'm not going to go into parallel and series, but that's how they do it. Put a bunch of them in line, that's called in series, and then they put another bunch of them in line, and that's series, and then you put two series together, and that's called parallel. And pretty soon, I don't remember what it is. Anyway, it's just about a little less than, or maybe a little more than 2 volts or something like that. Anyway, so they all add up, and it makes your 48 volt your battery. Okay, each of those cells all put together makes what we call a battery. And well, let's see, what time have we got here? Oh, I got time to explain a few things. I bought when I got my first e-bike is because my brother had bought one, and he thought I should have that one. So I ordered one just like his, and wrote it. But in the manual says, do not leave the battery on charge for more than 12 hours. Okay? And why would you do that? Because the manual for the trike I'm riding right now, which is made by Electric, the other one was made by Rad e-bikes. The one that's made by Electric doesn't say that. And that's because there's two kinds of chargers. One is just a regular charger like you used to use on your automobile battery. And then the other is called an intelligent charger. Now, an intelligent charger, when it gets up, let's say it's got to get up to 48 volts. Okay, so what they actually go up to is about 54 volts. And because inside your e-bike battery, E-Trike battery, there's two groups of cells. Each one is 26 volts. And so anyway, when the battery gets charged up to 54 volts, then the intelligent charger says, oh, it's full, and shuts down internally. You still see the little lights on it and everything. Of course, on the chargers for this, the light goes from red to green. But on the other bike that I had, it was not an intelligent charger. And so they said, now be sure to unplug everything when if you've been on for more than 12 hours, because it's acting like the old car battery charger, and it just keeps charging and charging. But as the voltage of the battery gets high, then it resists being charged, but it's still being charged. And so in my next video, I'll tell you why that's so important. Because what can happen is that battery can be damaged. Lithium-ion batteries they're very easy to ruin. And so I had that happen, but I won't get into it on this video. So anyway, good morning. So anyway, kids don't reply. They're afraid of me. All right. So anyway, what was I going to... Oh, yeah. So in my next video, I'll explain why it's important to make sure that you get a bike that has an intelligent charger on that battery. Otherwise, you can have a fire. I'll tell you more about that in the next video. But for right now, I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.